Guys, sometimes you get a glimpse of what's happening behind the scenes with those in charge that are going after the cryptocurrency industry, and you just say to yourself, what is this? Now, in this video, guys, I want to further expose some of this, but also we have some good news as it relates to the Ripple and SEC case, and of course, I want to talk to you about the price of XRP. We've got a lot to put out in this video. Go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. As XRP is up about 4%. At the time of this recording, nice to see some nice volume coming into XRP as gold here today. In US dollar terms is over 2,900. That is the first time in history. Love to see it as the stock market is slightly up. Of course, as I stated yesterday, it's going to be a very volatile market. Let's hope that it is volatile on the upside as we've got a lot coming out this week. Now, before I get into this, guys, on February 11th, which just so happens to be tomorrow, and I'm not going to read through this entire post that Mr. Mann put out, but I do appreciate that he put out that the subcommittee on digital assets, financial technology, and artificial intelligence of the House Committee on Financial Services is set to host a pivotal hearing titled, quote, "A Golden Age of Digital Assets." Doesn't that just sound great? As we've got the Stablecoin Transparency and Accountability for Better Ledger Economy Act of 2025 will be discussed, Bridging Regulation and Innovation for Digital Global and Electronic Digital Asset Act. Also, New Frontiers in Technology Act. And lastly, he writes, these legislative initiatives underscore a dynamic and proactive approach by U.S. lawmakers to harmonize technological advancement with robust consumer safeguards, all while clarifying the regulatory environment for digital assets. As the digital landscape evolves, such measures are poised to position the U.S. at the forefront of the global economy, and that is what they are working on, ladies and gentlemen, is putting the U.S. out in first place. Now, the CLO of Coinbase writes, the idea that only a written confession to debank crypto proves anything is absurd. The FDIC, guys, lied. They lied about conducting risk assessments. They lied about informing banks of a time frame to conduct those assessments. They lied to a federal judge that they produced all their pause letters. They lied to that same judge that their blanket redactions were justified by confidential supervisory information. Sometimes facts are unpleasant, but they remain facts nonetheless. And that's what I wanted to further uncover here today, as Eleanor Terra writes, but this written confession, and she puts mind-blowing, so much for staying away from crypto-related deposits. Absolutely disgusting, but sometimes we get a glimpse of what's happening under the hood with corruption and those going after this industry. And finally, guys, they are getting exposed. Now, getting into some good news, also Eleanor Terra put, buried in the tail end of a busy news cycle this past Friday was U.S. Treasury's announcement that Rodney Hood, former chair of the NCUA board, will becoming acting comptroller of the currency effective today. Now, Hood seems to be a believer in crypto and has made favorable past statements. Quote, I believe the cryptocurrency market is something vitally important, not just to credit unions, but the overall financial services market. Furthermore, cryptocurrency needs to be part of the credit union system. If you don't have it, it's going to hurt your ability to compete with other financial service providers. He said that back in 2021. On regulatory flexibility surrounding crypto, he wrote, I don't want to conflate guardrails that have a heavy hand on regulations. Lastly, note that the OCC's interpretive letter 1179, which prevents national banks from engaging in crypto without pre-approval, is the last formal bar to financial institutions participating in crypto custody and related activities. Crypto executives, including the CLO of Coinbase, who we just spoke on, tell me they expect this guidance to be rolled back imminently. There's a lot of people asking me, as well as Eleanor Terrett puts out here today, questions about when Paul Atkins, the new SEC chair, is coming in that is replacing, remember, Gary Gensler. When will he get confirmed? And why hasn't it happened yet? There are dozens of new administrative members that need to be approved by the Senate and cabinet members, and they are usually the first ones to get confirmed. There are 9 cabinet members that still need to be voted on. Paul Atkins, right, will have his hearing in front of the banking GOP, a date for which has not yet been set. And then, if his nomination advances out of the committee, which it is expected to do, he will then be voted on by the full Senate. Lastly, for reference, Gensler was not confirmed by the Senate until April of 2021, after being nominated by Biden in January of that year. Jay Clayton was not confirmed until May 2017, after Trump nominated him in January 2017. Now let's get into the really good news here today, guys, because pro XRP lawyer Jeremy Hogan, well known in the crypto community, well known in the XRP army, of course, writes this case is settled sooner than the ETF approvals. That's what he believes. Much more likely, his direct quote was, much more likely the case is settled sooner than the ETF approvals. As remember, JP Morgan, who supports the spot ETF of XRP ETFs, recently said they believe it's going to happen very soon. They believe the SEC is now close to approving those XRP ETFs. So what does that tell you about the case? As also, XRP lawyer Murphy, pro XRP lawyer, right? There's a possibility that the SEC will avoid developing their position because it will drop the case before reaching that level. The SEC will choose to drop the case, he believes, in sometime during April and May. Now let's talk about the price of XRP, because we're sitting at $2.43 here today, still up 362% on the yearly. Remembering that we had barely any volume and were very flat for a long time. And then out of nowhere, and these are weekly candles, we saw a 78% gainer, nearly 79%, a 35% gainer in a week, 61%, then 12%, and it started to slow down, right? What's been happening over the past several weeks? Nothing more than accumulation by the whales. 500, this came out here today, 500 million in coins have been scooped up. They're putting, is it going to boost the price of XRP to $5? I believe that is far too conservative. When we take a look at retail and we zoom out a year, guys, what is happening to retail? Retail is no longer looking, at least the masses, at crypto. This is the perfect time to be accumulating. No one is talking about crypto, or largely not talking about crypto on the retail side of things, all the while we have whales buying up huge sums of XRP. What does that tell you is coming? Now, Dark Defender, who we featured in the past, he believes short-term targets, we're looking at $5.85 first, then $8.75, and I know he believes that we're going up to $18 and I believe about 22 cents in change when we peak out. I think we far surpass that, guys. When we get these ETFs approved, which again, JP Morgan believes is soon, that's going to bring a ton of volume, a ton of institutional money coming into this market, what we've been begging and waiting for so long. And so as we see some of this trash happening behind the scenes, guys, what is really happening in this digital revolution? We are charging forward. And again, as I stated this morning, I'm not selling. I'm holding strong. If we dip, I'm buying. That's all I got for now. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section below, guys. As always, I appreciate you all, and I will see you all in that next one.